Imagine that public trust in social media companies continues to fall. This is what is currently happening. Many writers have tried to explain why this is happening and what can be done about it. Jonathan Wareham and M. Todd Henderson both write about the dangers of social media platforms and the need for better oversight. Wareham argues that these companies cause serious social problems, collect too much personal data, spread harmful content through their algorithms, and therefore require stronger public regulation. Henderson agrees that trust is decreasing, but believes government regulation is limited by the First Amendment. Instead, he proposes that social media companies create an independent industry organisation to set and enforce standards. Although both Jonathan Wareham and M. Todd Henderson discuss the problems of social media, Wareham presents the stronger argument because he provides clearer explanations of social media's harms, uses stronger examples, and offers. First, Wareham's argument begins by explaining what social media platforms actually are. He says they are business models that connect different groups of users and make money through advertising. These platforms do not create most of their own content, but they use algorithms to shape what people see. Wareham calls this narrowcasting, the idea that platforms choose content for each user based on personal data, interests, and past behaviour. This creates filter bubbles and echo chambers, where people mainly see information that supports what they already believe. Wareham explains that this increases to political division, encourages emotional reactions, and helps false or extreme content spread more quickly than accurate information. He also argues that because these platforms operate like natural monopolies, they grow large very quickly and then become hard to replace. As a result, when a platform behaves badly, users have almost nowhere else to go. In addition to describing content problems, Wareham also focuses on privacy. He explains that social media companies collect huge amounts of information about users, including browsing habits, locations, and personal preferences. They create detailed digital profiles of each person, and then use these profiles to sell targeted advertising. Users often do not understand how much data is collected or how it is used. Wareham argues that this creates a very unbalanced relationship between users and companies, and that the risks will only grow as technology becomes more personal, such as wearable devices. Because these harms damage society as a whole, Wareham believes government regulation is necessary, similar to how governments regulate chemicals, utilities, or other industries that affect public health and safety. Henderson, in contrast, begins with the problem of declining trust. He describes political complaints from both conservatives and progressives. Conservatives argue that platforms censor their opinions, while progressives argue that these same platforms helped spread disinformation during elections. Henderson notes that companies like Facebook and YouTube have hired huge teams to review posts and enforce community guidelines, but these efforts have not rebuilt trust. He then points out that because there are few alternatives to major platforms, people feel trapped when they do not agree with company decisions. Although Henderson agrees that this is a serious issue, he argues that government regulation is unlikely to work. The First Amendment protects most forms of speech, even offensive or hateful speech. This means the government cannot easily force companies to remove or balance content. He also reminds readers that the fairness doctrine, a past rule that tried to create balanced media coverage, was eventually abandoned because people disliked it. Because political leaders today are deeply divided, Henderson believes they will not agree on fair rules for social media. His solution is an industry-led group called the Internet Standards Setting Organization, ISSO. Companies would join voluntarily and follow shared Innocent 3 rules created by an independent board of experts. Henderson compares this group to FINRA, a self-regulating body in the financial industry that enforces rules for stockbrokers. He argues that because FINRA is not part of the government, it can act faster and more aggressively. He believes a similar system for social media could raise standards without violating the First Amendment. In conclusion, both authors agree that social media companies wield excessive power and that some form of oversight is necessary to address this problem. However, Wareham presents a more persuasive and convincing argument than Henderson. Wareham clearly explains the wide range of social harms caused by unregulated platforms, including misinformation, polarization, and the erosion of democratic discourse. His analysis shows how these harms are not accidental, but are deeply connected to profit-driven business models. In contrast, Henderson's reliance on voluntary self-regulation appears overly optimistic and insufficient given the scale of the problem. Wareham's call for stronger government regulation is more realistic because it recognises the need for enforceable rules and accountability. As social media continues to shape public life and political debate, Wareham's perspective offers a clearer understanding of the risks and the urgent need for firm public action.